some analysis. Joseph Haynes Davis joins us now from Orlando, Florida. He's a lawyer and a journalist. Joseph, thanks so much for being with us. Now, Derek Chauvin didn't receive the maximum 40-year sentence. Many are disappointed, as we just heard. What's your reaction to what the judge handed down?
Well, as always, thank you for having me. I think the major point that everyone has to remember that judges have to follow the sentencing guidelines. Judges have to follow statutes. They do look at case law. They are, in some instances, able to have either an upward or downward departure from those sentencing guidelines. In this instant matter, the judge departed upward. So it's what the question is always, what is the law, not what the law should be. And in this instance, it appears that this judge took his time and evaluated all of the factors and came up with a sentence that he believed was appropriate under the sentencing guidelines and under the laws of the state of Minnesota.
Police officers in the U.S. are prosecuted for murder in less than 2% of fatal shootings. So Derek Chauvin's conviction and sentencing are seen as watershed moment in holding police to account for their actions. Do you believe it will reduce police brutality in the U.S. moving forward?
Well, only time will tell about that. Change and so forth only happens over time. I can tell you, most recently, I believe, as reported today, out of Lexington, Kentucky, the Lexington, Kentucky City Council, for instance, outlawed no-knock warrant raids. So that might show that there is some movement in what has been known as reform. I can also report just what I have seen, that sheriff's agencies, police agencies have been a little bit more detailed in their ability to have body cameras and be more concerned about some of these issues that we might call rogue actions from police, and to try to stop that. The other issue is this issue of qualified immunity. And according to my notes, that was established by the United States Supreme Court in 1967. That is something that is also, I'm sure, will be looked at in the future, and as well as the issue of chokeholds and things of that matter. So that's what probably is going to happen as we move forward in time, but time will surely tell.
Right. And Joseph, how to restore faith in police forces across the U.S.? What needs to change in order to reform policing so people have more trust in their police?
Well, again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, and you're great with your questions. But I can tell you that time is the best healer. I think that any reform that has been argued by people who are arguing for reform, it just has to take time, and it is a process. I can also say that you never know what is in the hearts of men and women. So you have to look at the individual who has been hired to be a policeman or a policewoman or a sheriff's deputy, etc. So again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but the reality is that time will tell. But surely this case of the George Floyd murder and the conviction and sentencing of Mr. Chauvin is a watershed moment in these matters here in the United States of America. And I would even say it has affected even possibly the world, how police around the world in free countries deal with the citizenry.
Joseph Haynes Davis, thanks so much for that insight for us.